Hello, I have another YouTube video for you. So I want to share with you this simple Excel dashboard and database that I have created for my Upwork client. Okay, so this client of mine is a doctor and he wants to capture the data of his clients into an Excel database. And he wants it to be simple and he wants to have all this data in a dashboard. Okay, so these data are patient's data and they are sensitive data, so I will not show you the actual information. Okay, I'll not be showing you this information, but I want to show you how this simple database works. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Okay, so we have a uh, drop down in here to choose the data, the range of data that you want to display in here. Okay, so these are drop downs. Okay, so and this area is shows the percentage ratings of those patients that did not attend consultations, those patients that did not register, or the percentage rating of those patients that undergone genetic testing. And this area is the count of those patients that were referred by genetic practitioner or a specialist, or if he was self-referred, also if he was referred by a private doctor. Okay, and this area shows how many patients got appointments, consultations, or those patients that are still waiting appointment, and those patients that did not attend the appointment. Okay, and this area counts the number of referrals that were referred by a certain doctor. Okay, so the DNR is the number of patients that did not register but was referred by this doctor. Also, DNA is the number of patients that did not attend uh, consultations but were referred by this doctor. Okay, so genetic counselors, these are the genetic counselors in the clinic. So it counts how many uh, GCs. I'm sorry, how many patients uh, were attended by this genetic counselor, right? And this is also another data that is being counted from the summary. So the summary tab is this referrals tab. Okay, so this is the tab that acts like a summary of all the patients record. Okay, and we have also another individual patients record, and I will show you that shortly. So before we go to that, I want to show you these functions of these buttons. So if you want to add a new referring doctor, okay, if you add a new referring doctor to here, that new doctor will be included just below this row. Okay, to do that, you just click on this button, right? And this predefined list of inputs will show up, and you put that new doctor in here, and that should appear on the dashboard. Okay, when done, you just click on this button. Okay, and if you want to add a new specialist, by the way, yeah, those specialists is being referred in here. It's not shown, those specialists were not shown in this dashboard, but uh, it is used to know how many number of patients were referred by a specialist, right? So the add new genetic uh, counselor, yeah, genetic counselor. If you want to add a new genetic counselor, that new genetic counselor would appear just below this row. So to do that, just click on this button, add it in here. When done, click this button and you will be back to the referrals tab. Okay, so to add a new patient on this database, I'm sorry. So this is a fresh database. There are no patients or records yet. Okay, to add a new patient, just click on this button. Okay, just click on this button, and this message will pop up. A new sheet will be created for the new client. Please fill up the information in the new sheet. Okay, you click this button. This is the individual sheet of that client. So automatically, since this is the first patient, he has the patient entry of 1. So this acts like a patient ID. Okay, so this is a date of referral. So this is a drop down. Okay, this is a drop down for the day, for the month, and for the year. Initially, this is a date picker. However, date picker does not work on Mac because all of the employees in that clinic use a Mac laptop, and a date picker will not work. I just want to show you how that date picker, in case you want to have something like this and you are using a Windows computer. So this is the same format. This is the first version that I have created. This uses the date picker. So if you want to enter a date, just click on this cell, and this calendar will pop up. Just click on the date today. Date today is automatically recorded in here. In case you want to record a new date, just click on that. Okay, if you choose a date that is greater than today's date, will be pop up a message that it's not possible. You can add a current date or a previous date only for this date of referral. So let's just choose the date today and click OK. So that will be recorded. So this format is the date format that you use in New Zealand. Okay, we have some other date in here, just like this cell, data sign. If you click in this cell, pop-up calendar will show up. Okay, will show up, and just choose a date, just like that. And there's another date in here. Info, I think, yeah, this one, just like that. Right. So let's back to the latest version. Okay. Right. So this version does not use that date picker because that does not work on a Mac computer. So let's just choose a random data. Okay. And this validates. There's also a date validation on this side because there are rules that he gave that you cannot just enter a future date or any other dates. Okay, so let's enter a first name. For example, let's put John, and the surname is okay, the surname. NHI is it's like ID. It's being used by them. Okay, just that. Referring doctor. Let's choose from the drop down. This is the referring doctor appears on this, and also that referring doctor is found in here. Okay, let's go back to the patient's data. Okay, specialist, let's add a specialist. General surgeon. Another date, you can add another date in here. If you add a future date, it's an invalid date. is a patient cannot register in the future. 2019. A registration date. Just choose a random data. Okay. And is he assigned by a genetic who I'm sorry whose genetic counter is assigned to this patient, John, and just like that you just populate this data, and if this data or populated, the status will be automatically defined in here. This is not user input. Since it's not a user defined, it's not input by user, it is calculated based on this data. If you attempt to input data in here, this will show up because this is protected. You cannot just edit data. Okay, so once done, you can click on the go back to referrals tab. Okay, and the first patient was recorded in this data. Okay, so let's just add another patient. Let's click OK. Patient number 2. Add a date. Okay. First name is okay. And let's go back. It's automatically saved, by the way. Once you enter any information on this sheet, it is automatically saved. That is to avoid data lost. Okay. You can go back to referrals tab, and you can see that there is patient number 2, just like that. So if you want to view patient 1, you can click on this cell on the entry number column. Okay, and you will be directed to patient number 1. If you want to show patient number 2, just click on that cell and patient number 2 will show up. Okay, if you want to go back to referrals tab, that sheet will be hidden. We want to go back to referrals tab, and this sheet, patient sheet number 1, will be hidden. So if you right click on here, you cannot see those patient sheets. Okay, it is accessed through here. Okay, so if you want to delete a patient, for example, you want to delete the patient number 2, just click on this delete this patient record. Click this one. In case that is an accident, there will be another confirmation warning that you want, or that ask you if you are very sure to delete that patient data. Click yes. Another confirmation message, because that is important. Okay, so if you want to, if it's an accident, just click no, but if you are really want to delete it, click yes. Okay, and this show up. Database entry number 2 was deleted. Click OK. Okay, and number 2 was deleted from this sheet. So that is how this simple dashboard works. By the way, this dashboard can also be printed. If you want to print it, we have, where is that? I'm sorry. Yeah. This dashboard can be printed, but I think that was another dashboard. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's not this dashboard, but we can also add a button in here that prints this dashboard into a hard copy. All right. So that's it. If you want to have a simple database like this, or a complicated database like this, just contact me on Upwork. Just send me an invitation on Upwork, and we can surely work on that. Just like your requirements. Okay, so just let me know the requirements, and we can talk about it in Upwork. Okay, thank you so much for viewing this video.